All right, we are recording. Hello, and welcome to the Rock Metal Podcast. I'm your host, John Harris, and today on the Rock Metal Podcast, we have ELVENSCROLL. They've got a new EP called Never to Be Mourned. Never to Be Mourned. And if I look at the artwork, it looks like there's somebody who's lonely, who is probably dead and will not be mourned, except for what appears to be some knots on some trees, which maybe they're mourning for him. And this was released an EP on November 6th via Inverse Records. Right now I'm being joined by Janne Ismo Jussi and Ville to share some more information about what the band has got going on. So boys, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you, John.
You are quite welcome, boys. Now, I'm going to be silly for a second, and I'm going to say that the EP is called Never to Be Mourned, but the lead single is called Wayfarer's Mourning. So, is it Never to Be Mourned, or are we mourning? There seems to be very confusing.
Yeah, we didn't think that through.
No, the Wayfarer is mourning, but no one mourns him or her.
Yeah,
pretty much the single song, The Wayfarer's Mourning, is about some fallen warriors, so to say, who are not to be remembered. Because if you are in a war, you are not necessarily remembered.
That's deep. That's getting deep, boys.
That's deep.
Yeah. Well, remembered by somebody, maybe. Unless, of course, you were an orphan and you went, that's what we should do. We should send orphans to war.
Yeah.
And then that way, this has gotten really dark. Within, like, I don't know, not even 2 minutes of the interview, this got really dark.
Well, it's dark in here.
Excellent.
Okay. Is there a warrior motif or a warrior theme to the EP? Because I know, for example, one of the other tracks you wanted to chat about was Return to Valhalla. And I'm a bit ignorant about Valhalla, but to my understanding, mostly from listening to Amon Amarth, which makes me an expert, is that it's a place for warriors. Or am I wrong?
Yeah. Warriors who fallen in battle.
Warriors who wish to go there, actually.
Yeah, that too.
Like it's their
sanctuary.
Yeah.
Where they keep
in
drinking and feasting and fighting.
Yeah.
They keep fighting there?
Yeah.
Fighting, drinking, fucking, partying.
So there's girls in Valhalla.
Well,
So we hope there's girls, and we hope there's pretty girls in Valhalla.
There are all these festivities you can do eternally.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So it's not just Islam that has a heaven where there's many girls just waiting for you.
Something like that. But actually, if we talk about Wayfarer's Mourning song, the lyrics, they are not written by me, but they are written by our lead guitarist, who is not here tonight. But
he's a lead guitarist. He wouldn't be there.
Yeah.
Of course. But the Valhalla doesn't always mean that place. It's actually kuvannollinen. It's like a image for this feeling.
Yeah.
Okay.
For the honor and victory, or not necessarily in like battle, but in your life, or
it's about inner struggles.
This is getting deep. It went from being dark, casting a bastion of orphans to war so that they don't have to be mourned.
But the lyrics itself, they are written in a way that there's everything for everyone. So you can pick something from there, something for yourself and relate to that.
I'm deeply surprised you guys let a lead guitar player write lyrics. I mean, how did that go for you guys?
We don't really have a main are written for the lyrics. Like if someone wants to write lyrics, then just go ahead.
If somebody has a great idea or just wants to show the world his or her idea, so that's what we went for.
Yeah, and he's written some stuff for his own projects, and we know he can write pretty good stuff. So
yes,
we like the style he writes in.
Finally, a cheerleader. Somebody's like, he does good work.
He does.
Beautiful. Okay, so then these two tracks are kind of related then. Wayfarer's Mourning and Return to Valhalla. Because you said that Wayfarer's Mourning is kind of about a fallen warrior who is not remembered. And then, in essence, is this same character then returning to Valhalla? Like, is this a, what's it called? Reincarnation? Do the warriors, are their souls or whatever from Valhalla and they come to Earth and do worldly battles and then return back to do spiritual battles and spiritual girls and then they come back down?
Well, it came to our mind that it could be like reoccurring story, but that's not what happened. It wasn't in my mind. I wrote the lyrics for Return to Valhalla, but it was more like, I don't know. It was like a return to glory. It's also about a warrior who has fought in a battlefield, but then awoke after that, and he remembers what he has to do. Something like that.
but in my understanding, these lyrics are not really about some one character. They are about emotion, human emotions.
Okay, so is the EP then a tribute to human emotions in some way?
Like I said earlier, I think the lyrics are really highlighting these emotions we all have, and the lyrics are, like I said, there's something for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes any sense.
It kind of does. I mean, looking at the titles or of the tracks anyway, it, like for example, Wild Hunt. I've chatted with a couple of Viking metal bands or whatever, and I've heard of this phenomena of the Wild Hunt, which I believe is coming up here in December. Correct?
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah.
Possibly. We'll see. We'll see if Odin leaves. He might do social distanced Wild Hunt, wearing masks. You got to be safe. So it seems like there are a lot of these themes. So then, are we then arguing that? I don't know. What are? I guess the question is, what are we arguing? Is this just some I'll call Viking topics, or is there? How deep does the rabbit hole go with Never to Be Mourned? How deep do these track titles go?
Well, actually,
or
I don't think it goes that deep, because when I wrote the Wild Hunt, it was only because of the game Witcher 3, and it resolves around the folklore Wild Hunt. It was more like I was fascinated with the whole lore more than had a deeper thing about it. But it leaves you to the listener to imagine something else, maybe.
Okay. Because one of my other questions, I guess, that popped into my head was when you guys were assembling the EP, because especially this year, you guys could have done anything. You could have just released some singles or maybe taken some more time to release a full album. So I guess my question is, what went into crafting the EP? What was the decision to make an EP? And then how did you guys know the EP was done? Because it has 6 tracks. I mean, like 2 more tracks and it's a full album.
Yeah, and I think we had some songs that were left over we could have recorded also and made a full album, but we just wanted to have some release and picked those songs that we did, and I think we didn't think that much about it. That
we just decided that we want to make a release. Now is the time to make some release, but because we have had this project like for over 10 years or something.
No.
And we didn't have any release prior to that.
But didn't we actually pick only 3 songs?
Originally.
yeah, then we decided to have
yes.
2 more.
Yeah.
This is why it's taking 10 years. You're like, all right, here's the 3 songs. And then somebody goes, no, what about these other 2? And then a fight ensues. And then 10 years later.
And some of these songs, actually all of these songs are really old also. And I think, old.
Well, take us through that then. Why did it take 10 years? What does the last 10 years look like? And in a broader question then, COVID this year, did that help getting this project out?
Not necessarily, because the COVID situation in Finland, it's not actually that bad.
And it came around March, and I think we had everything recorded by then. So
yeah, we actually recorded everything in March, I believe.
Okay, so you guys already had the songs because you guys have just been arguing about them for the last 10 years. And so somebody said, let's get them recorded. And somebody else said, great idea. And then that was in March. So I guess what was the plan from there? How did Inverse Records get involved? Did you shop around for labels?
Yeah, Inverse Record is something that it's really easy to approach them. And they have some similar bands, or bands like who play similar music.
Well,
like we do.
We didn't actually shop for record labels.
Not really.
We thought we would release the EP without or by ourselves, like an independent release. But I came with the thought we could use a record label, so we could get more spread.
Yeah, more broader audience.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Smart idea.
The only idea.
The only idea.
Yeah. And
Okay.
we had a lot of changes in members before we started recording, and during last year when we started recording this, we had finally had like a whole group together, so we could really do it.
Yeah, we had a real difficulty finding a good drummer.
Yeah, that was our biggest issue.
Yeah.
True.
Okay.
So when Janne came, we were whole.
The other Janne.
Yeah, the drummer Janne.
Mm-hmm. That's right. So I guess take us through the recording process then, because you guys said everything was recorded in March. As far as I recall, Europe was pretty on fire with COVID at that time. Did you guys record in your houses and then have somebody mix it, or how did you guys get the record recorded, mixed and mastered, all that stuff?
We recorded the album at our rehearsal place, and then it was mixed by Juha-Matti Kauppinen, who has studio actually next to my building, like 500 meters over there. So
okay,
that was
now. There's a video. There's a video for Wayfarer's Mourning, which is this the elven scroll that is being clouded by flames, shrouded in flames, but never consumed by fire?
You can say that.
Yeah.
Actually, I never thought of that. So thanks about that.
You are welcome, and next we'll turn the conversation to Korva Puusti.
Nice.
Yeah. I've never had a Finnish cinnamon roll, so I'm curious about this. Is it true that it translates to slapped ears?
Yeah, it's like
kinda.
Slap to the ears. Yeah. Korvapuusti.
if you have a kid and he's doing something bad, you can say to him like, haluatko korvapuustin? Or korvapuustia, which actually means, do you want that I slap your ears?
Wow. It's a good thing that you told me that, because I just imagine one day I'll be in Helsinki and I'll piss somebody off and they'll say, do you want a cinnamon bun? And I'll be like, I would love a cinnamon bun. And I'm talking to the police. I'm like, I don't know. And then the guy just hit me in the ear. It was weird.
Well, you won't get that problem. Usually people just say, haluatko turpaa? So they usually don't say, haluatko korvapuusti?
Yeah, they usually say, do you want to get your ass kicked?
Pretty much.
They will be really straightforward.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Now, did you guys then, during this year, during the COVID year, because I guess normally you would have released the EP earlier in the year in plan for touring around Finland at minimum. But what was the plan then? Did you guys just get cinnamon rolls and just eat cinnamon rolls?
Basically, yes. No, we were talking about playing some gigs around, but of course we couldn't have done anything like that. And we actually tried to arrange in next month one gig in our hometown, but that's going to be postponed also.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, last time I chatted with a band in Finland, it's kind of like every month you guys are waiting to see if you can play gigs, and it kind of turns out that you can't.
It's kind of possible here.
Yeah, because they have those restrictions based on different areas, like the capital area is now pretty much closed for the next 3 weeks, and
then they will check after these 3 weeks. They will check the situation again.
Yeah,
the government will check the situation again.
Yeah, but in the meantime, I'm going to try and say this. You could have some lihapiirakoita.
Yeah, lihapiirakoita.
Yeah, meat pies.
Meat pies.
Okay, meat pie. Okay, so I've got it as a meatball, but you said meat pie. So take us through this. What's the difference between meatballs and meat pies?
Meat pie is a pie that has
has meat in it. Okay. Is
like
it
pie that has meat baked inside?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it has this really greasy dough and it has inside like ground beef or something like
ground beef
minced meat,
rice. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. I enjoy this conversation about cinnamon buns and meat pies.
Yeah, I'm getting hungry.
Mm-hmm. You got to return to Valhalla, baby, and you get your fill at the party.
Yeah.
Never to be mourned. Now, something you mentioned was you guys have a few more tracks. So with having what we'll call more free time from not playing a bunch of shows to promote the EP, what are you guys up to then? Have you written some more material? Are you guys maybe planning some online shows, like some live streams, some acoustic sets, that kind of thing?
Well, we are currently practicing new material.
Yeah, we have a whole lot of material on our back burner. So
we right now we don't really need to write new stuff because we already have some stuff.
Haven't even practiced all that we have written. So
yeah,
it's been a long 10 years. You don't know.
Yeah,
that's right.
Okay, perfect. Well then, boys, it looks like we've covered Wayfarer's Mourning. We chatted about that. We chatted about the video for it. So if you're interested in seeing the video, you're listening in over there in podcast land, YouTube land, whatever, Rock Metal Nation, hello. You can go to today's show notes, www.therockmetalpodcast.ca. You can check out that video. We chatted about Return to Valhalla, chatted about the EP Never to Be Mourned. We chatted about the boys' experience this year with COVID, in which case they said nothing happened in Finland. We chatted about cinnamon buns and my intention to chat about meatballs, but my unintention to chat about meat pies. And what else we chat about? I think that was pretty much it. Oh yeah, what's coming down the pipeline for the boys at ELVENSCROLL? Is there anything that I missed that you guys wanted to chat about?
I think we covered everything we needed.
Okay. Well, boys, thank you so much for coming on to the Rock Metal Podcast then.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.